Hi, it's Pastor Andy with our Friday preview this week, and that means if you're watching this on the day this goes live, it is New Year's Eve. And so as churches go into a new year, oftentimes you will hear about an idea of the vision for what's to come, and that can certainly be appropriate. I recall a couple of years ago, everybody was excited to preach Vision 2020 and how our eyesight, it lines up so well. And well, I don't know if you remember anything about 2020, but it seemed to me that everybody's thoughts of what was going to happen in 2020 was kind of derailed about the middle of March. And, as I've said at the time, and I'll say now, 2020 is the vision that we are seeking, but that's kind of average vision. We should seek something better than that. Well, one of the things that we're talking about right now in our study in Ezekiel and Daniel is that there were visions, there were warnings that were given, there were exciting things that were seen, and it's a different kind of vision, but it all relates in some way, going back to a proverb that says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Now, what that does not mean is like having a vision or a mission in one sense, but on the other hand, it does kind of mean that, because where the people don't have an idea of where they're going or of what is possible, then problems are going to come. Well, what we're going to see in Ezekiel chapter 28 this week is the idea that God had a vision for His people, that there were obstacles in the way of that people, specifically a country that was causing problem, and that problem was put into the metaphor of a briar patch and of thorns. And so God was going to do things to remove those obstacles, to remove the thorns, let's say, from Israel's path, so that they could get ahead and see what God wanted them to see going forward. So God was giving them a vision of what the future could hold, even as He was giving that vision through a vision to Ezekiel. Now, so that is what we're going to talk about on Sunday, and then we're going to talk about another type of vision, if you will, in the discipleship videos next week, when we talk about Ezekiel 38 and 39, and in those particular chapters, we see a vision of a war to come, a war to end all wars. People call World War I the war to end all wars, but there is a war that the Bible talks about that will end all wars. And at that time, often known as called Armageddon, we see that in Revelation chapter 20. We also see it in Ezekiel 38 and 39. So on Monday and on Wednesday next week, I'm going to talk about that vision, or that oracle, if you will. 7 different oracles. 3 or 4 of them on Monday, and then the remainder on Wednesday. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday, the first Sunday of the new year. We're not talking about vision per se in that regard, but we are talking about how God does protect His people, and He will remove those obstacles from their path if we just trust in Him.